In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make these custom titanium tweezers we sell on our website and this custom stainless steel bracket I made for my motorcycle using an online service called SendCutSend. Welcome to the Keyport Maker Series, where we design, build, and hack EDC gear. My name is Josh, and over the past 20 years, I've been designing and manufacturing products from complicated electrical assemblies to simple products like this, utilizing nearly every type of manufacturing method in shops and factories in the USA and China. But if you're an individual maker, using a factory to build your product is usually not an option because the minimum order quantity, or MOQ, is typically in the thousands. But with SendCutSend, you can get really high quality parts with an MOQ of 1 and really affordable pricing. SendCutSend can cut, bend, and tap nearly any type of flat stock material, giving you access to CNC laser cutting, routing, and even water jet. They also have multiple finish options like tumbling, anodizing, and even powder coating. Another really cool thing about SendCutSend is that they just launched a marketplace, so you can actually create a product with your design and sell it right through their site. We'll talk more about selling options later in the video, but first, let me show you how I made both of these products. Technically, you could use vector software like Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW to design your parts, but I'd still recommend you use a CAD software like Fusion 360, which is free. I made another video on how to get started with Fusion 360, so if you're new to CAD, click here.
If your parts have bends like my bracket, you will need to design it in a CAD program that has sheet metal modeling capabilities like Fusion 360 or SolidWorks. Then, when you upload your 3D CAD file to SendCutSend, the software will automatically detect the bends and produce a 2D flat pattern file as well.
To make prototypes, I typically use a 3D printer. But if you don't have a 3D printer or your parts are too big, there's another way. Cardboard cutouts. You can print your part on a regular printer at 100%, then tape it to cardboard and cut it out. This method works great for brackets like this.
I originally prototyped this bracket multiple times with 3D printing to fine-tune the shape, bend angle, and hole pattern. The advantage of 3D printing over cardboard cutouts in this case is that I could actually bolt each revision to the motorcycle and try it out to perfect the design. I actually rode around for months with this 3D printed version bolted to my bike. When I finally ordered my part from SendCutSend, it came out perfectly with no further revisions required. Now let's talk about the tweezers, which require a completely different process. I designed the part knowing I wouldn't be able to test the functionality without ordering actual prototypes from SendCutSend. The reason is the thickness of these arms and depth of this cutout in the back affects how stiff they are and their ability to spring back to the original position. There's no way to test that with 3D printed material. I still made some 3D printed prototypes for aesthetics and fit testing in the Keyport pivot. I ended up only needing one round of revisions from my original design, and in the second and final revision, I added this hex bit driver as well. These parts also require a ton of post-processing to make them a sellable product. First, we clean up the parts on the belt sander to remove the cutout tabs and slag from molten metal bouncing back up on the parts when they're getting cut by the laser. Fortunately, only a small percentage of the parts have this issue. We also even out the tips by grinding them to a 15-degree angle. Then we bead blast the parts one by one to even out the finish. After that, we tumble the parts for 4 hours to give them a light matte finish and remove any sharp edges. And finally, we laser engrave the parts with our logo. If you're making a part like this for yourself, there's no need to do all these post-processing steps. You could use a file and some sandpaper and make the part look pretty decent. To place your order, upload your part and then add it to your cart. Now, select your material. You can see it's only giving me metal options because the part has a bend. If your part is flat, you will have a bunch of other options like plywood, plastics, carbon fiber, and more. Now choose the thickness, and then it will show you available services for your part based on the material. For this part, I could add dimple forming, hardware insertion, and tapping. On the next screen, it will show you available finishing options. I chose black matte powder coating for my bracket. And now you can play around with the quantity to see what kind of discounts you can get as you increase the volume. You can see the price of my part goes from $28.63 for 1 down to $9.40 for 50. Now just select your shipping method, pay, and you're done.
Now let's talk about reselling options. For a product like this, if this was for a certain type of motorcycle that other people could benefit from, you could easily put it in the SendCutSend marketplace and people would buy it if you did a little bit of marketing. The guys at SendCutSend say the most niche products are the ones that sell the most. So if you've made a custom component for your car or motorcycle or van, then most likely other people need that component as well. So if the product comes out this nice when you get it from SendCutSend, the customer will get it this nice as well. For these titanium tweezers, we tried the tumbling options through them, but it didn't look very good, and there's a lot of post-processing work we still need to do for this product. So this product would not be a candidate to be resold on their site. However, for both of these products, you'll make more money because you'll have higher margins if you order them in bulk and sell them yourself. So if you have your own website or you want to sell on Etsy or eBay, you come up with an idea for a product and it's easy to make, I recommend you buy, say, 100 units from them and try selling them and see how that goes. Sell it yourself and you might have a business there. Hopefully you learned something from this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in joining the Keyport Maker program and designing your own EDC tools for the Keyport system, sign up for the Maker program in the link below and we'll send you a discount code so you can get all the Maker program files for free. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.